Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Cuyahoga County regular meeting for Tuesday, May the 10th, 2016. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Calling the roll, Ms. Simon. Here. Mr. Greenspan.
Here.
Mr. Miller. Here. Mr. Germana. Here. Mr. Gallagher. Here. Mr. Schron.
Here.
Ms. Conwell. Here. Mr. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Brown. Here. Mr. Hairston. Here. And Council President Brady.
Here.
There is a quorum.
Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For our silent meditation, let's reflect on the life of Reverend Earl Preston Jr., the longtime pastor of Morning Star Baptist Church. He passed on May 1st, and he was eulogized yesterday on May 10th.
Thank you, Councilman. Madam Clerk, is there any public comment related to the agenda?
Yes, there is, Mr. President. Mr. Norman Edwards.
Hi, good afternoon, council members, ladies and gentlemen in the audience. Unfortunately, on the 26th of April, the last meeting, I was unable to attend. My granddaughter cut her finger, so I had planned on being here. But after I saw the video, you had Dave Wondolowski from the Cleveland Building Trades, and you had Tim Linville, CEO of the Construction Employers Association. I tell you what, I was very insulted, outraged, and I'm very angry. Black contractors and black tradesmen, and they talked about, I appreciate this council and the county executive for the initiatives for waiving a $250,000 bond on the projects. I think it's a great start. I think for them to stand up here was an embarrassment, and it shows the racism that is prevalent throughout the building trades, for them to do what they did. And in order for the change, they don't want it to happen. They don't want any change. And not to sway away from anything, but the numbers that Applebaum read off here a little while ago, or that were in your agendas, all bogus, all fake, all a fraud. Okay, and I'm sorry I couldn't make it where I could have spoke out on that. It's pretty disgraceful. 30% of the black and minority tax dollars help fund all the projects within Cuyahoga County, okay? Yet, we are denied contracts and jobs as tradesmen on every project throughout Cuyahoga County. This will not happen over at the new Justice Center or the renovations at the Justice Center, and it won't happen over at Metro when you put up the bonds for Metro. I'll go to federal court. It's going to stop. It's over with. The party is over with. Linville and Dave Wondolowski do not run Cuyahoga County. They have done enough damage. I'm sick of seeing our young black men incarcerated, unable to go to work because of the racist Cleveland building trades. And this is happening throughout the entire city of Cleveland and Cuyahoga County. The ex-president of the CEA, Tony Panzica, is doing $500 million worth of work right now. Natural History Museum, $150 million, not one black worker. Well, after we went over there with Councilman Conwell and we were going to shut the job down, they hired blacks. $150 million. Cuyahoga County has money in there. State has money in there. I talked to Congresswoman Fudge. She's getting involved. This has got to stop. We have to put our black residents and Cuyahoga County taxpayers to work. We can't let them dictate to us. There is no mafia here. Don't be afraid of them. The circle that went around and around and around and the kickbacks, it's got to stop. Thank God that Armand Budish is not in that circle. It's the same contractors, job after job after job. And the black contractors that they're using, that the CAA love, the CEA, they're front companies, pass-through companies. They have no money. They work at 1%. That's why you see the same contractors. They can't go to the bank and get a bank line. They can't do anything. This has to stop. The Cleveland Browns, I'm waiting on Haslam to call me. They gave all of this money to renovate these stadium fields. They had a picture. And they had about 100 black football players from the inner city. 40 out of that 100 will be in prison by the time they're 21 years old. And I'm out here fighting. Nobody gives me anything. I'm saying I will do everything in my power. If it kills me, that's what's going to happen. There will be no project in Cuyahoga County as of today moving forward without black inclusion. And if you have a sign up a PLA with them, I want the black PLA. Or we'll go to court, we'll just shut everything down that the county does. Everything. That was a total embarrassment for them to stand up here and say they want to have a panel. They want to have a panel to keep business as usual. I mean, the county executive is there, you guys are the county, and they're coming in here to dictate to you and dictating to the people. Give them nothing. Give us nothing. I'm tired of it. If I die, it's going to be a hell of a run. Telling you, don't cut any deals with the CEA. Don't cut any deals with the building trades. Cut deals with the community. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes, Reverend Pinckney Butts.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Good evening. Good evening. I hope everybody with me this evening. All right. You know, I'm a preacher. I like a little bit of life in the atmosphere. Happy Mother's Day to you and those of you who still have your moms, and those of you who didn't have your mom this weekend. You have my deepest condolences. I know it was rough for you to get through. For those who don't know me, I'm Reverend Pamela M. Pinckney Butts. I'm a fivefold minister, and I'm a preacher running for president of the United States of America for 2016. And the items for the agenda, naming Mark D. Griffin as Inspector General and the lady back to the RTA board. I see that you've already made your minds up, and I'm not here to beat up anybody. I'm just asking you to please, in your decision-making process for considering these people, please once again review their record and their work. And also please include the matters that I have brought to their attention as well, for my concerns for the community as well as Cuyahoga County and other matters, including both personal and professional. I'm not going to stay for the other part of the meeting. I have some other places to be. But I understand the outrage of Mr. Edwards, because I too do understand. And one of my major concerns for my presidential seat is the mere fact that no outrage, no national outrage has taken place for the murders of Black people, multiracial people, Native American people, and women. In your agenda items or your resolutions, some reviewing needs to be done there. It's very serious, and anytime that people of color who are not considered to be pure white are the only ones that are considered to have morality and not heathenistic, then we have some situations going on here that are very, very real. And it is time for the racism to cease. It doesn't make sense to hate someone because of the color of their skin and to not give them the same equal opportunities, or to give us the same opportunities when we are the ones who sit at the table, build the buildings, come up with the plans and some of the dreams as well as anyone else. We don't want anybody else coming down here. They had a saying when I was younger about people going postal, and that meant that someone finally reached their limit. We don't want people to reach a limit where things become violent. It's time for peace. Councilman Brady, I would like to have a sit down with you, and you and I talk, come to the table, and I share with you who I am and what I do, and we work together to get some things done, Council President Brady, and you can share that with the rest of your members. You all have a blessed evening. God bless you.
Thank you. Anybody
That's all
else?
for now.
That's all for now? Very good. Item number 6, approval of the minutes. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes for the previous meeting? Discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it, the minutes are approved. I have no announcements as council president. Is there a message from the county executive?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Workforce training is a high priority of this county, and we're intent on making sure that we include former prisoners to make sure that they have a real opportunity to become productive members of our community. At the State of the County address, I talked about a new reentry program that the county's initiated at the Euclid Jail. Last week, I attended the Chopping for Change graduation ceremony at the Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry. This is another program that the county is supporting, and everyone here should be proud of the efforts that we as a county are making to give people a real second chance. On another note, I also just wanted to thank all of you for your kind words of compassion concerning the passing of my wife Amy's sister this past week. I appreciate all your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Legislation introduced by the council. Committee report and consideration of a resolution of council for second reading.
Resolution number 2016-0074, supporting the county's efforts to collaborate with members of the Arizona Alliance.
This item will move to the May 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Consideration of an ordinance of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance number 2016-0010, amending section 205.06 of the Cuyahoga County Code to modify the appointment process for the chair of the Department Review Board, the qualifications for members of the board, and to provide that all members of the board shall serve without compensation.
And this will be referred to the Council Operations Committee. Legislation introduced by the executive. Consideration of a resolution for first reading adoption under suspension of rules.
Resolution number...
Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? We have suspended the rules.
Resolution number 2016-0087, amending the 2016-2017 biennial operating budget for 2016 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, for appropriation transfers, and for cash transfers.
Motion to adopt. Been moved and seconded. Councilman Greenspan.
Thank you, Mr. President. As we know, every 2 weeks, the administration submits a fiscal resolution, and this week, and they answered the questions. This week, however, I have a proposed substitute to remove items G and H and renumber the rest of the resolution. The request is that item G, H is the appropriation related to G, be sent to Health and Human Service Committee for further discussion. I believe they're meeting. Chairman Jones said they were meeting next week. So I'd like to propose a substitute, which my colleagues have in front of them, to remove items G and H, renumber the remaining resolution, and refer that matter to Health and Human Services.
Any more discussion?
Yes, second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of the referring this to or accepting this proposed substitute? Say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The substitute is adopted, and we will move this, send this to Health and Human Services for further discussion. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Excuse me, Mr. President, then you have a first and second to approve or adopt this item as substituted.
I'm sorry, I thought we did that.
What you substituted it, now it just needs to be approved on its merits as substituted.
All right,
Move to approve.
seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. So now, consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2016-0088, making an award on requisition number 35625 to Perk Company Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $7,946,652.90 for resurfacing West 130th Street from Brook Park Road to Lorraine Road in the cities of Brook Park and Cleveland.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilman.
I would request that my name be added to this much-needed legislation in my district. Thank you.
Please add Councilman Miller's name to the resolution. We'll refer this to Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0089, making an award on requisition number 35901 to the Ruland Company in the amount not to exceed $1,382,353.88 for replacement of Lakeshore Boulevard Bridge number 01.12 over 9 Mile Creek in the village of Bracknell. Additionally, Councilmember Hairston would like his name as co-sponsor.
Okay. Please refer this also to Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0090, making an award on requisition number 36115 to Katz Construction Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,578,431.43 for 2016 Operations Resurfacing Program Group 5 located in the city of Cleveland for the termini as listed on the agenda.
And this will also be referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0091, making an award to requisition number 36175 to Shermer Construction in the amount not to exceed $2,287,223.15 for replacement of Bagley Road Bridge number 03.45 over Plum Creek in the city of Olmsted Falls.
Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0092, authorizing a revenue-generating agreement with United Cerebral Palsy Association of Greater Cleveland Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $3 for lease of office space at the Green Road Services Center located at 4329 Green Road, Highland Hills, for the period May 1, 2016 through April 30, 2019.
Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0093, authorizing a revenue-generating agreement with Goodwill Industries of Greater Cleveland and East Central Ohio Incorporated. The amount not to exceed $3 for lease of office space at the Beechwood Adult Activities Center located at 23750 Mercantile Road, Beechwood, for the period May 1, 2016 through April 30, 2019.
And this one will be referred to Public Works, Procurement, and Contracting Committee. Consideration of a resolution for second reading, adoption, or suspension of rules. Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules have been suspended.
Resolution number 2016-0084, confirming the county executive's appointment of Mark D. Griffin upon his taking the oath of office to serve as Inspector General of Cuyahoga County for the term July 1, 2016 through June 30, 2021.
Move to adopt. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? At this point, we're pretty familiar with Mr. Griffin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. And now we will swear in for a new 5-year term, the Inspector General.
All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mark D. Griffin,
I, Mark T. Griffin,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
uphold,
uphold,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and laws
and the Charter and laws
of the County of Cuyahoga,
of the County of Cuyahoga,
Ohio.
Ohio,
That I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
diligently,
diligently,
and impartially
and impartially
perform and discharge
perform and discharge
all of the powers and duties
all of the powers and duties
incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as Inspector General
as Inspector General
in and for the County of Cuyahoga,
in and for the County of Cuyahoga,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution number 2016-0085, confirming the county executive's appointment of Michael Jeans to serve on the Cleveland-Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Board for an unexpired term ending June 30, 2018.
This item will move to the May 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2016-0086, confirming the county executive's appointment of Chief Christopher Vyland to serve on the Cuyahoga County Corrections Planning Board for an unexpired term ending December 31, 2018.
And this item will also move to the May 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Consideration of a resolution for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2016-0079, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Karen Moss to serve on the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority Board of Trustees for the term March 1, 2016 through February 28, 2019.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded.
Yes, President Brady, I would like to have a comment in regards, since it was recently stated, and it just corresponds with what's on the agenda in front of us. I would like to address the comments regarding the appointments of county residents that are appointed to various commissions and boards. Many of the appointees are appointed by the county executive and confirmed by this council. The Committee, Human Resources, Appointment and Equity, vets all appointees and invites them to the committee to be heard as well as questioned. The committee offers public comment related to the agenda at that time as well upon their consideration, and we welcome public comment. We also commend all the individuals in the county for their participation and service. There's many boards and appointments that are still not filled. Take a look at them on One Cuyahoga. They address many of the comments that were stated here tonight, and you can get into some equity and you can really voice instead of just using this public forum, which we welcome, but there's also commissions and boards that direct and give you a day-to-day involvement of what's going on in the county and expressing your voice. So we welcome, hopefully by tomorrow, all of the boards and commission applications will be sent in, and you will be able to address some of your concerns that go on in the county day-to-day. As far as Ms. Karen Moss, she has dedicated herself, and this was a reappointment for her. The reason she stated in committee that she's a mom, she works full-time, that she got involved as in regards to when her daughter was going to high school and actually using the RTA public transit. So she was a constituent in the county that wanted to become involved and make sure, as a board member, that her daughter and many of our children were safe on the public transit. So this committee overwhelmingly thought that Karen Moss and all the dedication that she has provided to that board was commendable and needed to be continued. So with that, I hope that we all vote Ms. Karen Moss for a second time, and to say that that meant that other applicants did not apply if they did not like Karen Moss or other board members on that board. So that's what I have to say, Mr. President.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Any miscellaneous committee reports? Councilman Germana.
Some contracting committee will be meeting on May 18th at 10 o'clock, our normal time. And let me just say that we met pretty extensively for 2 months working on the proposals concerning the disparity study. I'm a little bit surprised that with all those meetings that we had to hear some criticism. We certainly would have welcomed your comments along the way. I just wanted to say that for the record. Thank you.
Councilman Miller.
Mr. Chairman, legislation was referred to the Operations Committee, and normally our next meeting time would have been next Tuesday afternoon, but so that everybody who's interested can see the new hotel that has nearly been completed, we're going to defer the Operations Committee to the following slot, which will be on Tuesday, May the 31st at 3:00 p.m. It is my understanding that the legislation referred is not particularly time sensitive. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Just one more thing. I'm glad Councilman Miller stated that. The reason Human Resources appointment will not meet on 5/17 is also to allow the slot time. There's a senior, the county DSAS department is putting on a senior forum, which will be held that day from 10 to 1:30. So we are not having committee to allow council members as well as other attendees to that event.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Mr. Chairman, the Health and Human Services Committee will meet in 8 days on Wednesday, March 18th to May 18th. Thank you very much. To deal with the item referred today, we will also have a presentation from the Providence House, the nation's oldest crisis nursery, committed to child abuse prevention and family preservation. And that our regular time, 1 p.m.
Hearing no others. Any miscellaneous business? Any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President. Tracy Hutchinson?
Good afternoon. My name is Trudy Hutchinson, and I'm from Lakewood. Last meeting, several public comments addressed the loss of Lakewood Hospital. After that meeting, council members Schron and Simon stopped and discussed the role of the role of the county with respect to this issue, and I really appreciated their time and their willingness to engage us in the issue of Lakewood Hospital. I understand the jurisdictional limitations inherent in the county charter. However, I'd like to push back a little bit on that. It's hard for me to believe that the county is intended to operate within a system of silos that frustrates countywide attention to an issue like health care. The preamble of the charter speaks to collaborative leadership, creation and retention of jobs, the intention to ensure necessary and essential health care, and equity for all communities and citizens. Closing Lakewood Hospital touches all of these issues, and I expect the power and influence of the Cuyahoga County government to be engaged when access to affordable health care in this county is at risk. It's hard for me to believe that county government stands back and watches local hospitals like Huron Road and Lakewood and Euclid are either closed or their services are reduced and resources are diverted to other counties. Can Cuyahoga County government really take a pass on this? Included in the agreement to sell Lakewood Hospital, a public hospital, to a private interest is a non-compete clause that prevents another medical provider from serving patients in and around the site previously occupied by Lakewood Hospital. That non-compete clause negatively impacts people in the area previously served by Lakewood Hospital and the medical practitioners who might want to practice in that area. And here's one place where the county government may come in. We know that the lead up to the sale of Lakewood Hospital was messy and flawed. But early on, Metro Health was interested in running Lakewood Hospital. Metro Health was interested in running Lakewood Hospital until it wasn't interested in running Lakewood Hospital. I'm hopeful that you, as the government of Cuyahoga County, will recognize the role you play in maintaining open access to health services for all of our communities and citizens. Please don't sit this one out.
Yes, Bonnie Sykes.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Sykes from Lakewood, Ohio. We all know East Cleveland is in dire financial straits and facing bankruptcy. We also know that the Cleveland Clinic closed Huron Road Hospital that was in East Cleveland. All the financial woes of East Cleveland cannot be blamed on the Cleveland Clinic, but closing Huron Road Hospital certainly hurt the economically strapped city of East Cleveland. A nonprofit pays no income tax nor property taxes, and the trade-off is the expectation that such an entity provide a public benefit. Abandoning East Cleveland did not benefit those residents, and closing Lakewood Hospital did not benefit the residents of Lakewood. Moving rehab beds out of Euclid Hospital did not benefit the residents in the area around Euclid. While ballyhooing world-class health care as well as expanded health care, the Cleveland Clinic has mothballed 2 hospitals in the inner ring suburbs of Cuyahoga County and reduced services in a third. These 3 hospitals may not be in each of your individual districts, but you can certainly see the trend. The strategy of the, quote, nonprofit clinic is robbing Cuyahoga County of health care and jobs. Let's unite the east and the west sides of the Cuyahoga County to stem the growing tide of health care redlining in Cuyahoga County. And to start, I ask that all of you support Lakewood's referendum in November that rescinds the ordinance that closed Lakewood Hospital. Thank you.
Okay, and finally, Mr. Rico Dancy.
Good afternoon, Council. On May 4th, it was a nationwide death rally all over the country. Columbus had over 5,000 deaf people all around Ohio. I'm the community advocate. DGM stand for Deaf Grass Movement. The organization was built last September when we went to Washington, D.C. We asking for job, equal access for the schools who have deaf and hard hearing children. We're asking for equal access like certified interpreters. We're asking the interpreters must be certified to deal with our deaf children. Cincinnati have a text 911. We want to know why don't the county have a text 911 in the city of Cleveland, don't have text 911 if the deaf person do not have a TTY service at home. It called Hamilton County and Cincinnati. I was just there yesterday. I went through the training. They have a system at home. They have a system in their 911 in the county called Hamilton County. They have the text 911. It's a system when the deaf person could text if they have an emergency or whatever. But we're asking for our deaf blind citizens jobs. That's what I do. I'm an advocate all around Ohio. Thursday, I'm meeting with State Senate Governor Kasich and telling him we just not putting up our sleeve. Say this been going on since the 1800s when they used to call deaf people deaf and dumb, deaf and stupid, okay? And in Washington, D.C., they have a bus driver is deaf. He been driving for 31 years. If they could have a deaf bus driver, why can't RTA do the same thing? Why can't Cleveland do the same thing? Why can't the county do the same thing? Until we get them things, I'm going to continue to fight for my people. I'm going to continue to fight for us. Thank you.
No, Mr. President.
All right, could I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? We've moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned.